Test, test, test. Test, test, test. What's going on, guys? If you're already early to the stream, I'm just going to post the link on the group. Boom. Post. I'm going to give my nephew a heads up that we're live because he's not in the group because I wouldn't let him be part of these shenanigans. Alright, so we got an interesting game tonight. Colts against Chargers. A lot of injuries so far. James Conner out for a few weeks. Le'Veon Bell got hurt earlier. He's out for 7 weeks. Hopefully these guys can avoid the injury bug. Boom. Make sure he's got the Colts playbook in. Perfect. My nephew Noah was very adamant he wanted the white uniforms tonight, as we got plenty of viewers already trickling in. We got up to about 13 or 14 people last night, so see if tonight can match it. Noah wants the white uniform, says they're lucky. We'll see if Lara's Chargers are ready. Lara is starting the rookie, Justin Herbert, and Noah's going with Phillip Rivers. Let's get it going. Lily's not here to predict with me tonight. She's already asleep. I'm going to say Colts win this one, not just because he's my nephew, but partly because of that. But I like the quarterback advantage that the Colts are going to have. I think what we've seen so far through some of these sims is quarterback play is pretty much everything. Bad quarterbacks hold on to the ball too long. They seem to only throw drags. I like the Colts' chances here. We'll see what happens, though. Jonathan Taylor is going to be splitting time with Marlon Mack. Marlon Mack is the starter. From the Chargers standpoint, tons of receivers
Game
to
one
get
of
the
the
ball to.
post-Andrew Luck era.
So we'll
It's
see
the
what
coach.
happens, guys.
This is week one
Enjoy
of the
the
NFL
game.
on EA Sports. Coming up, the two wildcard teams from the AFC last year meet in the opener, as we'll see the Indianapolis Colts, minus their newly retired franchise quarterback, take on the LA Chargers. I'll be back at halftime, but first, we're off to Southern California. Standing by, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach. Well, after the season ends, the Chargers most likely moving about 12 miles north of here. But for now, we've got football at Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson. Today, it's the opener of a new NFL season between the Indianapolis Colts and our home team. So happy to be with you, Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis. And we thought it would never get here, but here we are back together. It's opening weekend of the 100th season in the NFL.
So much football to talk about. That's our main focus. But how about how much happened in the offseason? Rules changes. Overtime rules were discussed in a big way. Some superstars changed addresses. There's a whole lot to talk about in the NFL in addition to this game we're getting ready to watch.
Before I do Super Sim, I'm going to double check something here because Laura told me he wanted Justin Herbert to start. Okay, good. Tyrod Taylor ran out of the tunnel, and I'm like, what are you doing, dude? You're the backup on this team. So, all right, Justin Herbert is slated to start. Let's get this Super Sim going.
Here's the punter, Rigoberto Sanchez, on to get us started. And we are underway in Southern California. This one taken from the 7. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. So here's the Charger offense making their way out. And their quarterback, well, everyone knows he's got height, standing at 6'6".
And what's a quarterback's best friend?
Balance?
I think you're right. I agree with you. You know, a lot of guys would say a great receiver, right? A terrific offensive line. But I agree with you, balance, because if you can run the ball effectively, that just opens things up for guys who want to throw it and gives you easier passing lanes and easier coverages to read.
And they said balance will be a focus in this one.
Yeah, they don't want it all just heaped on his shoulders, I don't believe. I think they want to make sure they take some of the pressure off.
What a great surprise Austin Eckler has turned out to be. That's the kid that was undrafted out of Western State, signed with the Chargers in 2017, and then last season, 554 yards at 5.2 yards per carry, and then he was also effective catching the football. 39 receptions, over 400 yards there. A great compliment to Melvin Gordon. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. This is a counter play. Eckler, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. Let him go by a little too easily there.
Well, that's what we saw on film, isn't it? His head goes down oftentimes when he goes to punch, when he's trying to block. And when you do that, you can't see your target. He went right past him and made the play.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Herbert finds the open man. It's Mike Williams. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another 1st down at the Colts' 27-yard line.
Let's make these babies cry.
Throwing on 1st down. Herbert. And this one complete to Reed. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. It's a gain of 11 and a 1st down L.A. Our game not even 2 minutes old, but a quick red zone opportunity. They come up 1st and 10 at the 16. Now a pass here caught by Hunter Henry. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. And we get a quick look at the Chargers starting offense.
And last night we were discussing some of the changes they've made offensively during the offseason, and we know it helps for them to have the first game at home. Hopefully this crowd, which we saw coming in, they've been here for a while, ready to go. You and I should have...
And he'll be brought down by the Colts. That's sacked by the DN, Danico Autry. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
For the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Herbert. And he's going to go down again. Give the sack to Kamoko Toure. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback, because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
So on 4th down, on comes the Charger kicker, Michael Badgley. This will be spotted at the 37, so it's a 47-yard attempt. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And the Chargers grab themselves a 3-0 lead. The Chargers, a team that's really been plagued by poor field goal kicking the last decade or so, but I think they feel they've solved their problems with Badgley.
I would say so. He went 15 for 16 in 10 games last season, undrafted out of Miami. And remember, he had 5 field goals in the playoffs against the Baltimore Ravens.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here come the Colts under second-year coach Frank Reich. They'll be led out by a man who is no doubt a big storyline in this game. He's the Chargers' all-time leading passer in touchdowns, Phillip Rivers.
And you know this is not the stadium, as we well know. This is not the stadium where he performed all that magic for the Chargers, but let's face it, it's still the same fan base, right? Still the people support that team, and they've got a lot of love and affection for him. They just don't want to see it happen in this game.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards to pick up there. The Colts have a first down.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
Quick throw here to Hilton. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10. And here are the Colts offensive starters.
Obviously a tough test for this offense right out of the gate. Road game in game 1 of the new year. Conventional wisdom says, go slow, take care of the football. I think in this case, attack early and get the home team back on their heels.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Rivers. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. The starters on defense here for Los Angeles.
Let's just go ahead and state the obvious. Safety Derwin James is one of the better players in the NFL. First team All-Pro as a rookie, also went to the Pro Bowl, and he shows up anywhere and everywhere on the field making plays.
They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10. He's got it to Hilton. And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line. Well short of the first. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
Out is Rigoberto Sanchez on 4th down to punt this thing. Deep for the Chargers, Desmond King. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. And the Chargers coming out on the field now. They finished off their opening drive of the campaign with a field goal on the last drive. Now they'll search for a touchdown here on this go-around. 1st and 10.
54, right there. 54 miles. Let's go. Hey. Ready.
Here's Eckler to begin the drive. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. Well, he can be a load to handle off the edge, and he can do it against the pass. Sure, he can do it against the run like he did there.
And you mentioned a load. How about having to adjust to his speed as well? Because not only does he bring some pop, he brings some dash as well. A nice play on that situation.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. That throw into the arms of Allen. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down. Herbert, he'll get this to Eckler. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. That gain of 9 buys them a new set of downs. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you. Get it.
Fights off the defender, and he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Ready? 50, plant. 54, line 54. Coming.
On 2nd down, Eckler. And 3 yards there takes him to the 45.
Go now. 15. Mike 58, right there.
From the gun on third down. Herbert. And he's got a man open. That's Allen. And they'll get him to the ground. And he has another first down at the Colts' 41-yard line. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
On first down, Herbert. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked up by Kenny Moore. 20. And he will score. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Ah, yes, the old tip drill works to perfection there.
You're bringing back great memories. Used to love that drill. And a lot of times in practice, you work on it, not just one tip, but multiple tips, just in case the ball stays in the air for a while, to have an awareness and the ability to go up and grab it, and then you want to get some blocking support and end up in the opposite end zone.
In that tip drill, what do you yell?
For us, it was Oski. Okay, Oski
different
was an
things
interception.
for different teams.
Different teams have different ways of doing it. I've heard bingo, jackpot. The worst I ever heard, though, was Frankenstein. You don't want it to be a
Too many syllables.
word. Yeah. You want to get it right down and go. Oski is really the preferred word.
Oski. The extra point splits the uprights, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. A reminder, coming up later tonight, the Patriots unfurl their 6 banners. They play host to their rival Steelers. And then on Monday night, it's the one weekend of the year where you get 2 games to wrap up the week. Texans and Saints from New Orleans in the early game, then Broncos and Raiders. Vic Fangio's coaching debut, and the Raiders' final season opener in Oakland. That's the late game, 10:30 Eastern. A run there on first down gets 3 up to the 28. Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Here's a 2nd and 7. This week 1 matchup between the Colts and the Chargers. There are a couple of ties between the two franchises. Of course, Colts head coach Frank Reich, he spent 2 seasons as the Chargers offensive coordinator in 2014 and 15. Then he would have 2 years as the Eagles OC before coming to Indianapolis. But also, Colts fans, they do not have good memories of the 2007 and 2008 seasons, both times losing to the Chargers in the playoffs when they felt like they had a team that could have gone to the Super Bowl. Draw play, it's Eckler. And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Colts territory. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming. On 3rd down, this is Jackson. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down and a yard. Fourth down, and on is Ty Long to punt. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. They were forced to punt on their initial drive of the new season. Now they're ready to go as they begin again with a 1st and 10.
180.
Nyheim Hines, his first carry. And brought down, but not before they're able to get it up to the 25. Give the Colts 13 yards and a 1st down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. They go play action. Rivers. He's got Burton here. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3 our score. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. On 3rd and 1, here's Rivers. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he'll kick it away for the second time. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. The Chargers offense gets set. They head back onto the field. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Hunter Henry. And it's 2nd down. Back to the air on 2nd down. Herbert, that'll be caught right side by Reed. And he'll just get back to the line of scrimmage, if that. And with a flag on the field. And that one looks to be in the area where someone was held. They'll wind up losing a full 10 yards on the play. And it'll be a 2nd and long. From the gun, Herbert. Allen's got it complete. And he'll get it up a little shy of the 15. They'll spot him down at the 14-yard line. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
In your face.
On 3rd down, here's Eckler. And he'll lose yardage on this one, back to the 13. Now the Colts going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Ty Long now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. It's a 44-yard punt, just 3 on the return. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Around the NFL, an update from a game going on down in Tampa. And the Bucs are out to an early lead. That one tight to this point, and you'd have to imagine it'll stay tight throughout. Good starting field position for the Colts as they have it 1st and 10 at their own 43. Rivers to throw it. Taken in by the tight end, Doyle. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Rivers. This to Hines on the drop-off. Now the Colts will use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez. So we are at halftime here in the opener of the 2019 regular season. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome back to football, everybody. We've got a full slate of 16 games here to start the new season. So let's take our first trip around the NFL. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Meanwhile, in our game, not a lot of offense to go around. 7-3 is our score. Will we see things open up in the second half? To find out, we get it back to our guys in the booth, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. On the NFL scoreboard, they are in the second up in Seattle. And early on, the driver's seat belongs to the Seahawks. And we'll try and keep you updated on those events and others around the league as we continue through this one. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now it's a bootleg with Rivers. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Melvin Ingram dropping the hammer off the edge. So they come out of the locker room trailing, but plays like that, they won't be trailing much longer. Defense really starting out well this second half.
Yeah, they knew they had to jumpstart things a little bit. They really struggled in the first half trying to slow them down, but now they had a plan, made that adjustment that we always talk about, and it worked very well on that play.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. This is Hines. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustment, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
An extra defensive back on the field for the Chargers now on third down. From the gun, Rivers. Now a hit, and Rivers lost the football. And picked up by the Chargers. And they'll be inside the red zone with the ball at the 16-yard line.
But that's a down and distance coaches always talk about trying to avoid, isn't it? I mean, that's third and long. And you just know they're pinning their ears back and coming after him, sometimes even with extra pressure.
And he knew that. I mean, he knew they were coming. He just fumbled it.
Yeah, he knew it. The offensive line knew it. Everyone did, yet the pressure was still there, and he ended up coughing it up.
Now we'll look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
Well, they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the third quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. A solid pickup at 13 sets them up first and goal.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice because you're right, he struggled, especially that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Trying to punch it in with Eckler. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2. From the 2 now, second and goal. 2nd and 2. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. This Colts D up to the challenge so far, but they need another stop here on 3rd and goal. They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler, and he will get in across the chalk for a Chargers touchdown. Taking it in from 2 yards out, and the Chargers are going to retake the lead.
Well, they decided to run it in and got it done on 3rd and goal. A lot of times that's a passing play.
And the kicker, this has to come out for the PAT. He can breathe a sigh of relief as well, right?
Although I don't know if he's really breathing a sigh of relief. I think he likes to put 3 points on his ledger.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the lead is now 10-7. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This will be fielded at the 6. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
Let's go!
Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
They're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4. They run again with Hines. Fights off another.
I think the second tackler would have learned from the first.
And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Right there, 56. Watch the run, watch the run, watch the run.
They'll run it here. This is Marlon Mack. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. On 2nd down, it's Hines. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
On 3rd down, Rivers. And Pascal's got it. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 41. They'll run on 1st down with Marlon Mack. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Early down stuff's to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
On 2nd and 12, Rivers complete to Hilton. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. From the shotgun, it's Rivers. That's into the hands of Pascal. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. Give the Colts 13 yards and a 1st down.
Did you see that route the way that I did? I thought he was trying to get deep.
Yeah, that wasn't the first option.
No, it came off of that guy, the deep guy, and came underneath on the drag, completed it very well.
A first down throw here for Rivers. He's got Jack Doyle. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
It's so important to tackle well against these guys, but you and I both know that's easier said than done when the guy you're trying to tackle looks like this guy.
And it's usually going to take more than one man to get him down, and it did right there.
Black 15! Quit talking about it and bring it!
Rivers again. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's second and goal now. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Joey Bosa able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. Time has expired on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. They'll run the screen with Mack. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Able to hold him to just 2 yards, and now it's 4th and goal. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. Do you like the call?
I do. I think it's a high-percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And his kick is right there. It's good. And in the 4th quarter, this game is tied. So with less than a minute gone by here in this 4th quarter, the field goal there gets this thing back to even.
And it's setting up for a fantastic finish, isn't it, partner? It's been a well-played game, a hard-hitting game. The fans are into it. The announcers are into it. This is going to be a great 4th quarter.
This will be fielded at the 8. He's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. And after a sluggish start, he's really bounced back. The numbers bear that out.
And you're a baseball guy, partner. How many at-bats over the course of a baseball season?
Oh, boy, 4 in a game.
Yeah, about 4 in a game.
4 times 162.
350 or so, right? Sometimes it takes a while for a guy to get going. That's my point. It's not the first few carries. You don't worry about that. As they go along, get that guy lathered up, get those blocking assignments down. Those 2-yard gains turn into bigger gains as the game moves along.
Here's 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Back to throw. Herbert is going to flip one out here to his running back. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that.
Get him, boy!
Here's Ty Long now as he's on to punt for L.A. And he uncorks a beauty. Best of the day. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Well, some good games around the league here early in week 1, and this one's shaping up to be as good as any of them as we come up on a 1st and 10. Now Rivers. That's complete to Hines out of the backfield. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12. Rivers now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Here's Mack on the toss. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's real easy to say this running game needs to be better, but the reality is they've been given little time to actually find a place to run the football. It's almost like the defense is there on the handoff.
On 2nd and 15 now. Rivers looking middle, and that's complete. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end. A guy that you can line up anywhere. In the slot, out wide, in tight. Doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. Working out of the gun, Rivers. He'll find Hines out of the backfield. And he's got the 1st down yardage before being taken down at midfield. The drive stays alive, a 3rd down gain of 8.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Rivers now from the 50. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Rivers incomplete on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10. To throw again. Rivers. And the catch made by Hilton. This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. Again, it's Rivers. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
Now, he's been a busy man out of the backfield. They've looked his way quite a bit so far in this game.
Nice job there defensively, though, adjusting, because a couple of his earlier catches, he was wide open. Not that time.
You mentioned the key word, adjustment. A better cover man on him now in space.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he's on to punt for Indianapolis. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. This one angles out of bounds in a good spot in the coffin corner. And they're going to mark this out of the 5-yard line. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Herbert. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. 2nd and 10. And caught by Henry. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Hate to see this. Week 1 of the season. We'll be back. Thanks to that last play, a little more room to operate. 1st and 10 at the 18.
Check three, check three.
Running on 1st down, Eckler. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. To throw on 2nd down. Herbert. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 1st down now, but the clock continues to move. Looking to throw. Herbert, he's going to let this one go deep. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Back to throw. Herbert, and this one complete to Reed. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. Looking to throw. Herbert. He'll go over the middle to Reed, complete. And he's got a 1st down as he's up to the 48. Back to throw. Herbert. Shoot, and he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. And the Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 4th quarter. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Off play action. Herbert. And his throw is incomplete. Keenan Allen, the intended target, and it's 3rd down.
Mike 58, right there. Watch the run, watch the run.
Ready? Here is Eckler. And they do get this across midfield to the 49, but a small consolation prize as he's well short of the 1st. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th. Here's Ty Long now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This one taken from the 7. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The Colts now, their offense works their way back onto the field, except for their first drive here in overtime. And this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team. And that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. Give the Colts 13 yards and a first down. On first down, Mack. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. It was Nick Vigil there on the stop.
56, check 56.
On 2nd and 7, Rivers, left side Doyle with it. They had 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there. Opening drive of overtime, and now facing a 3rd down and 6. Big play coming up. Throwing, Rivers, and this is going to be incomplete. Well, I know you're toward the middle of the field here, but still, 4th down this distance, you got to punt it right.
That's definitely the first instinct because you say, okay, let's just play some field position, make sure we don't lose the game here, turn it over in a key spot. But if you feel really good about your trigger guy, if you feel great about him, you might want to leave the ball in his hands and let him work his magic.
And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. The Chargers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it. But they turned it back over to him, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. Excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
Part 1 is done, now part 2. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down. From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. Looking to throw. Herbert, that's complete to Williams out of the backfield. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now Eckler. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Overtime with less than 2 minutes to play, and we are still all tied. 1st down, and they stick with Eckler. Danico Autry is in on the stop. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Here's a 2nd and 7. He'll get this to Eckler. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe. Going on the ground with Eckler. And he will have the 1st down as he gets this to the 47.
I haven't met a football team yet that runs the ball successfully that doesn't talk about having an attitude to be a running football team, right? You got to be able to put your nose in there, smell where the 1st down sticks are, and get there.
They run on 1st down with Jackson. A gain of 3, 2nd down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Back to throw. Herbert. And this one complete to Virgil Green. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. And now before this 1st down play, we're going to get a timeout here. That's their 2nd and last timeout here in the overtime session. We'll be back. On 1st and 10, Herbert, and this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. Throwing again, Herbert. For Keenan Allen, that's complete. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. So that will be it. And how about that to start a season, Charles? Both teams 0-0-1.
Say that again?
Yeah, 0-0-1.
That is not what you expect to see when you look at the box scores, right? When you look at the standings after a game like that. And do you really think they worked the whole summer, the whole offseason to come in week 1 and leave with a tie?
No, I don't. But, hey, I guess better than being 0-1-0.
Good point.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. From Southern California, so long, everybody.